All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again, another episode of Let's Talk Battle Rap with your host, France. You can follow the show on iTunes, and now you can follow the show on Spotify. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, We Talk Battle Rap. If you'd like to email the show, you can email us at letstalkbattlerap@gmail.com. And today I have a wonderful guest with me, fresh off of his battle of Gully versus Ganny 2. Straight up from World Domination 7, Team Salsa, Pinkante in the building, Eddy I, and his lovely woman, Nova.
Hi, what's up?
Great to have you, Eddy.
It's great to be here.
So, man, I was watching your performance against Nestle, and going into it, I was wondering, there was a little bit of a style clash for me. I was like, Nestle's pretty laid back, and you're really animated and witty. I didn't know how that was going to come together. What did you think of the battle once, it was first announced, when it was taking place?
To be honest, I understood why they booked the match. Believe it or not, I was actually supposed to battle Pass there instead.
Wow, that's a jump.
Yeah, that was the one I was supposed to battle originally. But there was some difficulty with booking it for some reason. I think the date wasn't good for him. So it ended up being me and Ness. But I understand it was really when I came into everything, I was known as the rapidy rap guy. You know? So I wasn't really that animated in the start of my career, I guess you could say.
Right.
So they immediately matched me with him because they felt like that was the type of style clash that it would be. I was always getting compared to Nestle or Pass, mainly Pass. But so it was different jumping into it because the World Dom, I decided to switch up and figure out my style, and I was more comfortable there. So me being animated was new, but I was getting comfortable, and so Nest was my most comfortable I've ever been. So
when it comes to newer talent, you're one of the lucky guys that's probably had maybe 10 battles, and you just started battling a couple years ago.
Two. This is my second or the beginning of my third year.
So for your second year, and you've had less than 15 battles, and you've already been on the main stage twice.
Yeah,
I think you got to understand that's an accomplishment in itself, because there's some battlers with 30 battles, 40 battles, and they still don't see that stage. It happens. And so when I saw your performance against Saint at World Dom, you opened up the card, and I was like, I heard your name before. I'm like, let's see how these two guys do. They battle the youth here. And surprisingly, you guys put on a good show.
It was one of the most competitive battles I've ever been a part of, and I'm so happy that it went the way it did, because this World Dom was less like World Dom because it's just as far as the international battles, there weren't many of those. So it was World Dom in LA was even more so that type of situation. There was a lot of Americans, and the only real clash from different countries was Oxy and Diz, America versus Russia.
Right.
So we were the closest thing to World Dom there because it was we might not have been from different countries, but we're from different sides of the country representing our towns. I'm the youngest out of New York to touch the main stage. He's the youngest out of Cali to touch the main stage. So East versus West, that type of thing is what kind of made that cool to me. So for it to be a good battle, it was the best thing.
The crowd ate it up too.
Yeah, it was dope.
The crowd ate it up, and you what I liked about your battle, your performance in that battle was that you progressed each round. You didn't lose any steam. He came back with the pressure. You kept responding back, but you kept meeting it. You had a really strong third. That barrel line, I loved it.
Yeah.
There's so many lines from that third I loved.
There's so much there. I was a little upset.
I liked when the crowd exploded and you kind of yeah, come on. And then you're like, I know this landed. And
there was one time, I've never been in a situation where the crowd was that big before. That was my biggest crowd. So that just that whole situation was just crazy to me. So that I didn't even know how to respond. So I was just let's go, yeah. What's up? It was insane, man. I was a little upset though, because it was a lot of the Russian crowd. They didn't really know too much. They kind of came for Oxy. So a bunch of shit that I thought was gonna land during the rounds. I felt like my rounds were a lot more dense than the crowd caught.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's just a bunch of punches. I was like, oh my God, you didn't dig that? Are you serious?
And what was the environment like for your battle with Nestle?
Dude, it felt like more of a home game than anything. I felt much more comfortable.
Really?
Than the LA crowd, because I was far from home.
Oh, were you present at any of his battles?
Not the big ones.
Not the big ones.
Oh,
Not
man.
the King of the Dot one. She's been there for a lot of my iBattle shit.
Yeah.
And she's been there for my prep for every battle though, pretty much.
Wow.
So
So you've seen this guy just spin his rounds in the room and hours
Sometimes
and hours.
I make him because he doesn't always like prepare the way like he should. So I make him and I push him to like do that.
That's interesting. How do you know that he's not at the level he should be?
No, not the level,
Right.
but more so just like getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually I'm like, okay, listen, you're gonna write this round today.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been times where I've been slacking. Like right now, I'm slacking. I have a battle in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can you announce the opponent?
Oh yeah, it just got announced recently too. I'm battling my best friend Sweeney. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
I did a 2v2 with Sweeney.
Where are you battling, Sweeney?
On iBattle
nice.
in Staten Island.
Nice.
April 7th. So it's called Mutiny. So we're the main event, me versus Sweeney.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've been in a main event? Because you've opened a lot of the cards.
For King of the Dot, I've opened
Just in
the
general
card.
too.
But no, I've main evented a couple of times. Back when we had Beast Mode New York.
Was you and Bangs a main event?
Yes, me and Bangs were the main event.
Right.
Beast Mode, and then I main evented a card in iBattle. I battled Jiz Brown. Yeah, and that was like a couple of months ago. Before Saint actually.
Yeah, I asked that because since like with World Dom, you open the card, so you kind of see being a card opener, you set the tone for what the card's gonna be. So it's kind of like it's a gift and a curse because you get the crowd fresh. You get their attention, you get their ears, you get their.
But then you don't get the full crowd. Though,
yeah, you don't get the full crowd.
Everybody comes late. They're on
Right.
hip hop time. Oh man, it's the worst.
And then against Nestle, you went maybe second to last, if I remember.
We were
or third to last.
No, we were the first. We were supposed to. The order was supposed to be different. I was like, I'm moving up in the world because I'm not opening this one, you know?
Oh, but you still opened.
Yeah, we ended up still opening because there was cancellations, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dunch didn't battle, Michigan didn't battle.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so pretty much me and Nestle were there, and everybody else showed up late, bro. That's the last time I'm following the rules. Everybody was like, "Yo, Ganic," and then they were just like, "Yo, you got to be here by this time," and I was like, "I bet." I'm in Canada. I went to the bar. Then I went right around because that's the venue was there, so I
Right.
was there on time. Everybody was late.
Who would you say had won this year? Because the first time, Gully definitely won.
Yo, we got robbed, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Because, like, Gully team definitely won. Team Gully definitely won. If you look at the battles, we had some of the best performances of the night. Like, you could argue some wins for Team Ganic, but, like, I feel like we definitely won. And I feel like, because they tallied votes in the building and online.
Nice.
In the building, we were dominating. We were primarily winning. But, like, you could see because around the count that I was getting, they did, like, a physical count where they were asking everybody in the building, and I was beating Ness by a lot. After the battle, we were beating Ness by a lot. But online, everybody
Online
said,
was closer.
Ness ended up passing me by a lot.
Wow.
But it was like everybody in the building was saying I won. And then originally it started from like online I was winning too. But you know, he has a much bigger fan base than me.
Facts.
So like soon by. But he was spazzing too though. I can't get mad if anybody said he won, but I won.
Did Gully have a conversation with you guys as a team? Like, listen, you guys are the future. Like, I wanted you guys to represent. Like, was there a conversation as a whole with you and the team?
We had a group chat.
Oh, nice.
But the funny thing is, Gully and Ganic were in neither team. They were like not in any of the group chats. So it was Bishop in both of the group chats.
Oh, like
so he was
mediating.
with all of Team Gully and
Right.
he was with all of Team Ganic. And he admitted that our team chat was much cooler than theirs. Yo, we're the funniest niggas ever, bro. Like it's just funny. I go back there once in a while and like bother them. I'm like, yo, we still won by the way, just letting y'all know. It's great. Yeah, we did have like conversations and whatnot, but Gully and Ganic weren't even present for those cool shit.
Right.
You know?
I definitely seen it, and I was like, you know what? A lot of the guys here, everybody looked good. That's the most important part. Like, when you're coming up to battling, you have to like win, right?
Yeah.
But when you finally get to the main stage, all you gotta do is just put on replay value performances where people want to see you again over and over. You're entertaining and have a good back and forth with your opponent. Because I think Saint said in an interview after he battled you, right after he battled, he said, a body doesn't help neither one of us. We needed to put on a good show.
Yeah.
So you did that with Nestle. Math and Shotty had a good battle.
Yeah.
Until that like little incident, but like.
Yeah, people thought it was like a fight, but apparently it was like
It disrupted the momentum,
Yeah.
but man, Math was good.
Math was good. Like I don't know if I liked it better than his gym's performance though.
I did.
Maybe I didn't get to rewatch it, but like I don't know. There was something about the gym's performance that I dig, but it wasn't taking anything away from him and Shotty because he was dominating in that Shotty battle. He was like really going off, but Shotty was like there too, you know.
Right.
But it just felt like I was focused more on math in that battle because of like, everybody was wondering how well he was gonna do versus obviously everyone knew Shotty was gonna do great.
Right.
So it was like catching up and watching him. It was a spectacle, man.
And then the main event actually just dropped on Monday. I don't know if you got a chance to rewatch it.
Yeah, I did.
What did you think of it?
Of
course you're gonna be a little biased.
No. I'm not biased at all.
You know what's funny? Before you get your biased opinion out, because you're gonna definitely say A-Ward won. I actually did have A-Ward winning this battle.
I'm fair with everybody. Like even when my boys are battling, I'm reacting to everything, you know? So while I do believe Team Gully won, it wasn't out of bias. I just thought that we were spazzing, you know?
Right.
But like A-Ward put on, like he only gets better. He's only gotten better per battle. Like
I agree.
Which is why like that chain shit, man, it only makes sense for him. Like cause we don't see anybody pursuing a chain like that. That's really,
there's a lot of names floating around, but nobody really knows what's the storyline, what's the motive of who's going to go for
everybody knows
next.
A-Ward wants the chain.
He said it definitively.
And like Cortez was spazzing too, man. Like he was really going off. I wasn't expecting him to be so intense.
What I thought of the battle was like, all right, it is what it is. Cortez is a far better lyricist than A-Ward, in my opinion. And I think Cortez came there to out-rap and outclass A-Ward. A-Ward came to battle. Cortez was the better rapper. A-Ward was the better battler that night. That's as easy as I chalk it up. Because when I see the battle, like Cortez's whole like round is kind of like I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, with multi-syllables and great lyricism in between it all. But A-Ward's actually coming at him. Yeah. He gets the crowd involved. He feeds off momentum. Like once the crowd fuels him, his delivery stays sharp. He stays strong. And so he did that for the first 2 rounds. And I've noticed a lot of the Cortez battles that I have him losing, he loses the first 2 rounds. Whereas, like, he turns up at the end because, you know, he loves his wait till the 3rd round, some shit we got to speak about. But
I felt like his first 2 were better than his 3rd to me. But I had
Cortez's first 2 was better than his 3rd.
Yeah, I had simply because of the angle, it felt forced because it wasn't
real?
Correct, you know, like it wasn't like a real, like he could have looked into it a little more, and had it been like accurate, then it would have been a lot more potent, you know.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
Like even then, he could still take that round. I have him taking that round.
I have him winning the 3rd
because it was like while it was his worst round to me, he took the round because it was not. It wasn't the best A-Ward round. Like his first 2 were like.
His first 2 was strong.
On the money, man.
His first 2 was real strong, and I definitely look forward to seeing more of him. And I have a question now, since you just recently came off of like 2 of King of the Dots events in the different locations. Yeah. Not so much of the environment of like the event, but battling in King of the Dot LA, King of the Dot Canada. What's so different?
I didn't get the true LA crowd yet. Because it was, like I said, Oxy brought in a lot of people. So it was like sold out. Mainly Oxy's fans were there. So they weren't like, not like trying to separate anybody, but it wasn't a primarily battle rap crowd. It was a Oxymiron crowd. And so I can't really judge how I want to go back there. I want to go back and like really chalk up the crowd, like really know that environment for like another event. You know, hopefully I could get the opportunity to do that again. But I got Canada. I got Canada's crowd, and it was explosive. You know,
that's awesome.
Like it was a smaller venue, but I love small rooms, man. Small rooms are so good, and that shit was like explosive, man. I like the pits because you get pushed around. You get that. You get pushed around. You get fucking manhandled in there. That shit's fire, bro. It just feels like that's the momentum I get. Somebody's pushing me. They're like, "Go!" I'm like, "Yes, I'm gonna go. That's what I'm gonna do." So like, I don't know. I as far as like my better experience was Toronto. I did enjoy that a lot more. They definitely redeemed themselves from the last event.
Nice. Yeah, because World Dom Weekend 2, and it was bad.
People sleeping.
I don't know what was going on in there.
Yo, people were legitimately sleeping. There was videos of a nigga dozing off.
Did you get a chance to watch some of those battles in Canada beforehand? How bad the crowd was?
No, I didn't.
They were literally like, As if they all took NyQuil.
It was
That's
bad.
so bad.
They fixed it, man. Like earlier. It's also like when they did the battles world the Toronto weekend.
Right.
It was like later in the day, like around like 7 is when it started. Whereas LA it started like 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big difference. People were like up, active, ready.
I almost thought it would have been better to start an event at night, where you kind of expecting to like be there from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. versus.
You think so, but like people get drunk. People get like, man, like when it was like earlier in the day, a couple, two, three people get like pissed drunk,
Right.
and they don't ruin anything. But like it's like a fucking disease that spreads across. Like if it's later at night, everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get drunk too," and then everybody's fucked up by the end of the day. They're either fucked up or they've smoked too much and they're tired, and it's
Right.
like no one wants to watch or focus on a battle at that point.
Man, so I have so many questions, like just sticking to like LA, because I have a couple things to branch off to. But one, since you mentioned Pass earlier, I know he's probably on your radar, somebody you respect that would love to battle. Would you take that battle in LA in his home?
Bro, I would take that battle anywhere. That's like
He's from
It's-
Stockton, actually. He's from Stockton.
it's specifically that exact reason. Like I have so much respect for the dude, and the fact that I got constantly compared to him as I was, getting my name up was something I was like, yo, not only are you like my favorite battler, like I'm not no front ass nigga. You feel like I'm gonna show love to everybody at the end of the day.
Right.
He's my favorite battler, and he's been consistently putting on dope ass performances, and just the fact that he outside of battle rap is a rapper and makes music, and he can show that,
Yeah.
That's something that I've always admired, and I want to challenge that. I want to see
Right.
if I can hang with it or
Right.
exceed it. You see, so like I'll take that battle anywhere.
Nice. Yeah, because you make music too, and you actually started with music.
Yeah.
Like most people do, they start with music, then transition into battle rap. And yeah, Pass was explosive in World Down 7, so like he had a really good bounce back.
Yo, I'm actually I'm gonna tell you how mad I was, right? Because like I'm sitting here excited, looking forward to Big K and Pass. That was like the battle I wanted to watch. I battled. I figured Topper and Megadeth were going. It was, it was alright. The people like weren't really digging it so much. The energy was drained out. So at that point, I'm still catching my breath from having such a crazy battle.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, man, can we get something to eat? So we go, not even across the street, right there. There's a noodle bar, eating food, and I'm keeping an eye on the stream.
Right.
And I have to refresh the shit. And Pass and Big K are battling right now. Like I'm like, what is going on? I didn't finish my noodles, bro. So I can't go back. I can't go back. I have a plate of noodles. We were eating outside.
So you watched the battle outside while you're eating?
Yo, yes. While I was able to be in the venue right there, I literally turned my head left, and there's the venue.
They got the battles going quick
Yo,
for the most part.
It was crazy. I can't believe I missed that battle.
Damn, you missed it. That was a really good pass.
It was a really good pass.
And then, but I think earlier when before that he battled Nestle. I think that was his last battle prior to Brick, and that was battle of the year.
Yep.
So it kind of makes sense now. You took Nestle.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling them, bro. Like my thing is they're gonna keep giving me battles, like, and I'm just hoping that they get the message of I'm gonna do well. Like that's just me. I'm not gonna come here and half-ass your battles.
Right.
Like you need new talent at this point. Like there's a bunch of hungry artists that obviously belong on that stage, and people who are going to be the new wave of everything. URL has been getting a lot of new talent, and there are new faces that are like names you think of in URL. Like Twerk just came out. Like how long has it been?
He was battling a couple years ago, but
on URL.
But his run was like end of 2016, all 2017.
Now you think URL, you think Twerk, bro. He's like one of those names. Like he's there. He cemented himself there. Like there's been so many opportunities and so much time. Like they just need to like get the message, bro. Like you need to start pushing these new names heavy now.
Right.
Like King of the Dot's been getting a lot of flack because of like Gully versus Gannick and the controversy surrounding the disaster situation, all that, whatever. But like, so Gully versus Gannick was like a big risk considering there was a bunch of new names and nobody knew who the hell.
Yeah,
they were.
like battle. As well as I do. Battle rap fans are really fickle. So like, one minute they love you, The next minute they hate you.
Yeah.
And you've probably received a couple. The hate is crazy.
Yeah.
The YouTube comments is amazing.
Yo, it's the best, bro. I saw people tell me not to look at them, but sometimes they're like, I gotta look, and I'm like, ah. Sometimes I just look at it like, damn, you don't even know me.
So when Gannick and Gully 2 was announced, everybody's like, oh, Canada's falling off.
Yeah.
It's like guys, they're giving a shot for their new talent to kind of like.
Yeah,
to show their face. Like, this is a rookies versus vets card in a sense. And the last one was pretty good. This one could be good too. Let's see what happens. And it turned out to be a bunch of good battles. You know.
And it's like last year's Gully versus, like, it would have been a lot easier if last year's GVG kind of stuck to how we did it this year. That's how we expected it to be. This year we expected it to be that way last year. But it was just a bunch of names that were already main stage regulars. Like Carter Deems, everybody knew Carter Deems on like the main stage. Like he was respected and like a bunch of other people. But A Ward was the only true new face there. And he's earned his spot. He was there for a reason, and you can see why. Like, the dude main evented the next event, you feel? And like they just need to be a little more willing to take the risk, because we are the new names now.
Right.
And I'm trying to like show them I'm here to stay, you feel?
Right.
You just got to be willing to take the risk.
And it looks like they're confident in your abilities, the way they speak really highly of you. And to set some positivity on King of the Dot, they just announced their Mass 4 card. I can't wait to see what's on it.
I'm so excited to be a part of this, like, just to be a part of King of the Dot.
They also have the affiliation now with Chalked Out. And actually, I have some notes here. I wanted to read it, too.
Let's do it.
I wanted to read this. King of the Dot Entertainment and Chalked Out Premier Live Entertainment Co. would like to announce as of February 10th, so just about a month ago, our two distinct companies will be partnering to develop King of the Dot in the UK division, starting with Chalked Out Volume 3. All acapella rap battles will be presented on Chalked Out, and King of the Dot will be released on the main King of the Dot YouTube channel. We will have the fans of the UK scene, and we will now have an opportunity to showcase their massive amount of talent to the global audience. I loved it. You know, I had a bunch of notes here when I was just reading it, because I seen the first Chalked Out card, and so many great guys on it. Soul's amazing, Shocks is amazing, Dialect is great. So many good guys, and they're getting that opportunity to be out here. And I would love to see like a Soul and Ilmac down the line.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That would be amazing.
Insane. I'm really looking forward to like I said, bro. I cannot stress how exciting it is to be a part of King of the Dot at this point. Like, I didn't see myself being here like a little while ago. So like seeing the big moves that they're making, even like prevailing through all of the bullshit, you know, like the negativity, like they're still pushing and making big things happen. And while people are hating, normally, like, you look and people that are unbiased can see that this is a big time for battle rap, you know? Like,
yeah, this is.
Seeing like UK merge with King of the Dot, that scene is going to create something really big, and I want to be a part of it, man. Like,
battle rap is global, and I love that it's global. You have leagues in Australia and Africa, Europe, and some places the other places in the world is bigger than it is in the U.S.
Yeah,
Russia, the Philippines. These places they kill us in the views. They kill us in the numbers. So if we want to talk that number shit, that statistics, they beat us. They blow us out the water there, you know. And their form of rap, they do it all. They have the regular one-on-one battles. They have the 2-on-2s. They stick to the original. They do freestyle battles. They do team battles. They do theme battles. They do it all. So I'm glad that Chalked Out's getting an opportunity to partner up with King of the Dot. We get to see these guys. And I want to hear more about that. You said you're happy to be a part of King of the Dot now.
Yeah.
Because for like maybe a split second, there was just a little like gap where people were just confused, like what's next.
Yeah.
And the disaster situation kind of like had people worried, like, oh, is this what King of the Dot really is like?
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out, rest in peace to Bender. I don't know if you got a chance to ever meet him.
No, I didn't.
I'm sure you heard a lot about him.
Oh yeah, dude. And he's definitely paved the way for a lot of artists like me who like focus heavy on the writing and then just being free-formed and using like multis, man. You can't take the spot from Bender. Multis is like, he's like the guy for that, you know. And yeah, rest in peace. He's a real one.
And you know, ever since he passed, I kind of like open up everybody's, and it's always unfortunate that it takes something drastic for everybody to kind of like open their eyes a little bit. But once that happened, like Disaster sent out a tweet to like Math Hoffa, hey, I'm sorry for it. He didn't say I'm sorry, but he's like, hey, I love you. And Math was like, yo, we got to talk. He sent tweets to Organic, said, hey, I love you. and it looks like everything gets kind of patched up because people realize, like, yo, you know what? Like, when life is more precious than all this extra shit, life is bigger than battle rap, and it's a niche culture. We all have the same fan base. We can all, like, strive together, overcome this little adversity that we had, and let's move on to bigger, better things. So I look forward to what King of the Dot's doing. You know, they're a great league. And so, devil's advocate, right? Saint, after he battled you, he got a PG out in California. Yeah. So he's looking probably to advance, because you don't take the PG without just like, oh, I'm going to just take a PG. You take the PG in the hopes of, I perform good, they like me, and I'm on the main stage URL. Do you think for yourself, like, okay, well, maybe he wasn't satisfied with King of the Dot, he wants to go to URL. Do I need to be on URL?
No, I mean, I'm not, like, married to any league. You feel like I have my home league, which is iBattle, and I show love to them, like, from day one till the end, you know? I'm looking for fun. That's what it is. Like, I'm doing this. I've seen
you say that before.
At the end of the day, I feel like people don't get this, which is the biggest and most important thing to me. I'm doing this as long as it's fun, because that's why big names end up fucking the culture up. Because once it's not fun and it becomes a job for you, and you start, doing it for the check, you're passionate in it. You're not putting out content that's worth rewatching. You're just rapping for
the check.
Yeah, you're putting 10 minutes of material out there just so you can get paid, and that's it. You can tell, bro. People who are fans of this sport can tell that your heart ain't in it. So I don't want to be I don't ever want to be one of those.
It's not to downplay battle rap money, but like your legacy in general as an artist is worth much more than that bit of that check that you're chasing.
Yeah, it's something that can be spent, man. Like, you're putting history out there, shit that's gonna last longer than you are. Right. So like, last thing I want to do is oversaturate the sport. Be a rapper that, like, there could be a million other people that take my spot, and I would rather have those people who care if I don't care.
Yeah, than me, and I've heard you say before, you stress, you're like, yo, the second this shit's not fun,
I'm out, bro. I'm out. That's how it is, yo. So like, Saint doing that, man, like, it's just only pursuing something that's big for you. Like, and I doubt that he's like done with King of the Dot. Right. It's just he's pushing for something that he thinks that'll be good for him, and that's what you should do. As long as you're happy where you are, or if you're not, then look for a place where you're gonna be happy. Right. You feel? And just go for it. I support him, man. That's the homie.
So Nova, I have a question for you. In Eddy's early stages, can you describe what his passion looked like as he was upcoming before he got on like some of these main stage cards and battles?
I feel like his passion has been the same. It's always been that. Like, if this isn't fun for me, if I don't get someone who challenges me, then I don't really want to do this. That's how he's always been. And like, seeing him being challenged now, it's really like nice, because I feel like it brings out the best in him. He only gets better. Like, that's from like what I see. I dated him like a year ago, and that was like right before he got his King of the Dot PG.
The Ground Zero.
Yeah, the GZ.
Yeah, the GZ. Sorry. And then he was doing good. He was witty. I didn't really understand battle rap back then. I'm more into it now. I understand it a little bit better now. Back then, I could see that, like, when he was in iBattle, he was definitely good. People said he was good. I just went along with it because I didn't know. But when I look back now, he definitely had the wittiness and the cleverness. But when I see him, like, on King of the Dot, his energy is different. He's so much more, like he's fun to watch. He's always been fun to watch because of, like, his wordplay. Right. But he's fun to watch because he's entertaining when he's, like, performing.
Right. So then, this is my next question. What was his evolution like? Like, what did you see that, like, it was like a sudden snap, like, oh, he's getting better. He's changed. He's growing.
I feel like it's always been, whenever he gets challenged, he just wants to do better. And you just see that. Like, I don't think that he snapped at one point. I feel like he's been figuring out his own style, and he's been doing that more and more. Like, I don't know really how to explain it, but it really is just more entertaining to watch him whenever he gets someone who's bigger.
You're definitely right about the style. Like, when he first started, he used to rap really fast.
It's way too fast.
There was no breaks and a structure, but the lines were there. And at one point, it sounded like you were just having a conversation. Like you were just genuinely just talking.
Yeah.
That's how your battles used to sound. And I'm like, wow, that whoever he is as he's battling, second the round is over, that's still who he is. And I like that because like it kind of showed how genuine you were, how original you were, and the fresher voice that you were. Because at the end of the day, like you said yourself about oversaturation, and you being from iBattle, you've seen tons of MCs that come and go. Man, if you sound different, you're already ahead of the curve. You know.
Yeah, it's been like definitely like what she said, man. It was every battle I've been just trying to see what I did the last battle and kind of build off of that, and I just got more comfortable. You know, like I'm really happy with how the Saint battle. It really took like the King of the Dot chapter for me to like kind of figure out how I wanted to approach battling and how things were gonna be. Like I don't know if you saw my GZ with Pepe.
Yeah.
That was like.
Did you open up that card? I remember because I seen the flyer. You were, I think, maybe the second to last name on the card.
I think we were like I think we went like second, I believe, something along those lines. But like,
how did you get the GZ?
Jeez, man, what was that process? I don't know. I think Lex was like really like always there for me pretty much. I had been, grinding heavy in beast mode. And at that point, they had asked me what my next move was, and everybody kept bothering Gully about me. Like talkback was as far as who deserved to be on the next GZ card. Everybody was just like Eddy. So he finally got to reach out to me, and then they booked that match. It kind of just happened out of nowhere. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I really
didn't. It just fell into your lap.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything. Like, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but I got hit up, and I was like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
it's time!" Like, it's that time. And I got
one GZ and then straight to World Down.
Yeah, dude. And I did not. I honestly don't really fuck with my GZ. Like, I was not happy with my anything there. Like, I didn't want to do that battle. Wow. Yeah, but I was just like, yo, this is a GZ. I don't know how long it's gonna take for another one to come around. Let's just do it.
So then after the GZ, and obviously after Saints, couple GZs, I think he had two, if I remember.
It was Geechee and then Times.
Yeah.
Times went. Both of them hit the main page, though.
Well, yeah, his battle with Geech was actually in the bunker, so that's probably, like, I guess, a step up.
Yeah.
But still before the main stage, because you went straight to the main stage. How did you two, like, what was the process of, like, yo, let's put these two guys together. They'll look great at this card.
Two of the youngest dudes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of, it booked itself. Like,
wow.
We were the two youngest dudes from the opposite sides of the country, you know? So, at that point, it only made sense. Like, I low-key thought I was getting set up. Because I was like, man,
he's home.
Yeah, he's home, bro. Like if anyone, this was the battle for who's the young boy of King of the Dot right now.
Right.
And I'm battling him in his home turf.
And he won second.
Yeah, like he's gonna win. Like he's like that's what they booked. And Lush booked me so
when the coin flipped and then you had to go first, you were probably like, fuck.
Yo, everything I was like, fuck, bro. First off, I'm gonna tell you this right now. So Lush booked the battle.
Right.
Lush manages Saint. I was like, what's going on here? It's in LA. And then I was like, yo, okay, so how long are the rounds? This and that. Yo, everything took forever to get set in stone.
Right.
Like, I didn't know where my hotel was, didn't know where my flight was, didn't know shit until like the week before,
wow.
maybe. Like, and then we got booked for 3 minutes. It was 3 minutes. So the day before our battle, there was a GZ day. And I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like asking questions because, like, I was just like, 3 minutes, jeez. Like, I mean, I wrote my shit. I was good. Right. But I was just like, let me talk to both of these niggas real quick because Lush booked me. Let me talk to Organic and Gully. Right. So I kind of slide by, chilling with Gully. I'm like, hey, man. You ready for tomorrow? I'm like, hey, tomorrow's a battle. I'm excited. He's like, yeah, man, how you feeling? I'm like, yeah, it's good. Just wanted to know. We got booked for 3 minutes. Is that cool? He's like, 3 minutes? he goes, 3 minutes? Are you serious? I was like, yeah. Yeah, is that cool? He was like, yeah.
And then you were like, oh,
and I was like, oh, man, this is weird. Okay. So he goes back into the venue. Organic walks out. So I'm like, Yo, Organic, what's popping, bro? So like, I got booked for 3 minutes. Just letting you know, just running it by you. He was like, 3 minutes? What are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, Lush said that was that. And he was like, bro, we don't even do that for the title matches. Like, everything's 2 minutes. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this is not what I was told, man. What do I do? He was like, did Saint write 3 minutes? I was like, yeah, we both agreed on 3 minutes. He was like, all right, we're going to see what's going on. Yeah, we got to see what's going on. Like, and
see, but that I've never understood with battle rap. Like, when you get the contract, where does the discrepancy come into the time limits?
Actually, we didn't get a contract for that battle.
Oh.
Yeah. The next one, from
so there it goes. There was nothing in writing.
Yeah, so I was like confused because I was wondering because I was like, normally they get contracts for that and shit.
See,
but like,
there's a battle. I don't know if you've seen K-Shine and Hitman on Cinematic 6. Did you watch that battle?
Yeah.
So before the battle started, they like at the pay-per-view, they announced like, oh, there's discrepancy in the contract. Both MCs misunderstood. They put up to 3 minutes in the contract. One MC interpreted it as, so I have to write minimum 3 minutes. The other one interpreted it as maximum 3 minutes. So they come in there like, yo, I got 3. Yo, I got this much. All right, so what are we doing? So in my head, I'm like, why does nobody ever make this clear? Why does nobody make this clear? Like,
big font, please.
Big font. You come with this many minutes of material, and that's it. Like, Verb did that to B-Dot.
Oh, yeah, they were like...
And Verb let it be known, like, yo, snip it, cut it, and it played to his advantage.
Yeah, like, Verb, that was a different Verb, man. Verb was going on.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. But yeah, it was definitely like, it was funny, man. I was sitting there. Fun fact about that night, too.
Right.
I wasn't old enough to get in the venue.
That's hilarious.
I wasn't old enough to get in the venue. Like, 20.
That's hilarious.
So, I was thinking I was going to hang with everybody. I hung with everybody outside, bro. I was not in the venue for that. I was just chilling outside.
So, when you left before passing BK, you couldn't get back in?
No. They had to let me in because I was on the main day. The GZ day, this is when I was talking to them about the time limits.
Okay.
This was at the Lexington. So I'm just chilling there. Sunrise, sunset. I'm just chilling outside. Mm-hmm. It was bright out when I was standing there, and it was dark out when I was standing there. So I'm just sitting there. Everybody's walking in and out of the venue, and I'm just standing there because I'm too young to get an event.
That's hilarious.
It was definitely one of my funniest battle rap experiences because they're like, yo, man, what's up, bro? Aren't you battling? Because first off, they didn't know. They didn't know that I was on the main stage.
Right.
Shit. So I didn't want to like seem like, yeah, man, I'm on the main stage. I'm on tomorrow, So I was just like, I was just kind of like, nah, I'm not battling today, man. I'm actually just hanging out. And they were like, yo, why don't you come in? I'm like, I'm too young. Yo, and they were like, damn, my nigga. Nobody ever could give me a helping hand. It was always a consistent, damn, my nigga.
Everybody was like, that's tough.
That sucks, bro. And they're like, I'll see you.
See you tomorrow.
But I had to make sure I could get in for the next day because I was like, yeah, I battled today, guys.
Yeah. let me ask you this question that Wes told me to ask you whenever I see you.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a troll ass question. He's gonna
Wes Crave told me to ask you, do you think your battle with him was a classic?
Oh, okay, it's not a troll. It's not. It was a classic. At the time, I don't know, like, cause yo, man, I can't watch my old performances.
He told me he kept like emphasizing the fact that you hate it now.
Bro, I cannot stand it. And it's like, yo, he did great. Yeah. But like, man, this was before I even had a grasp on what my style was. I was like throwing in stupid shit, like, and it's like I was a lot more comedy oriented in the beginning.
Yeah,
and it's like. And I do like to stick to having comedy elements in my bars, but I felt like it was more of a cop-out at the time because that was what I was comfortable with. Whereas I didn't really exhibit much skill through the jokes. I just threw a joke in there rather than trying to be, clever and put a bar together.
There was no structure.
Yeah, it was just a lot of, bullshit. And, like, you could see I could rap, but, like, could I battle? You couldn't really tell,
You had the cadence of a fish because because you didn't even breathe. You said like 8 sentences straight. It's just
no time to let the crowd be involved
at all.
And like now I feel like I learned that.
Who taught? Did you learn that, or did somebody say, "Hey, go back and watch the game tapes"? Anybody
like everybody will tell me just to. Everyone's consistent advice was to slow down, but like I had to kind of figure out what that meant myself, and like just watching my old battles and seeing how cringeworthy it is to me, bro. Like I kind of just like, yo, I'm gonna definitely change this up, and I just learned about how I should play with momentum and how I should, play with the crowd, because like while at the end of the day we're both rappers, we're performers. We have to keep in mind that we're performing, and how do we get the crowd to fuck with you? It's just suspense in your bars, how you deliver your bars. Everything has to be. You could write everything down, but you don't say it the right way, then what is it there for? So right. I kind of finally like learned that, and now I'm ready for that shit.
Damn, you didn't even like the battle with Bangs? That battle.
Yo, I don't. Like, there's a couple bars in there. There's a couple bars in there where I watch and I'm like, talk that shit, old Eddy. but like now I'm just like, but still it's just like, I can't. Like, there's just weird things. Sometimes I get too ahead of myself, or like, I don't know. It's just it's less cringeworthy than the West battle for me. But like, right. I can't fuck with it. I don't know.
Oh man. And Bangs is taking off now. A lot of the guys you sparred with.
I'm so mad at Bangs.
Really?
I'm so mad at Bangs. Because, like.
You know what? Before you even say why you're mad at him, I think I know why.
Yeah.
I've seen and I've read and I heard from a lot of people, he has the potential to be one of the best.
Yes, bro. I believe that personally. I don't think there's a battler on earth who can freestyle battle and beat Bangs.
You know what's crazy? I had Lex here, I had Mars here, and they both told me that he's the best freestyle. And I'm like, what? We have people like DNA, Charlie Clips, Holiday Dawn, Chef Trez. We have Big Cannon.
They can rebuttal. They can do that.
Solomon, we have Ilmac. We have a lot of good freestyles in the game. Like,
he can haymaker every bar freestyle.
I've seen he had a battle recently with Fettuccine 20 to drop, and man, his rebuttals in that shit was crazy,
bro.
And I heard from what Lex and Mars was telling me, Banks does that shit like on the reg.
Dude, it's like a switch, bro. There was a something. I don't remember the exact scenario, but it's very consistent in iBattle. Something will happen that has nothing to do with the battle, and Lex will yell during the battle, "Rap about it," and Bangs will be like, "Rap about it." It's like Scooby Snacks, bro. He'd be like, "Scooby Snack," and he's like, immediately, bro. This nigga will just be like, "Rap about it." Fine, I'm gonna do it, and then haymaker immediately. It's just, yo, he does it. I don't know how the fuck he does it, but man, I don't think anyone can fuck with that, bro. I don't think there's anybody who could mess with Bangs, and that's why I'm mad at Bangs, because he could have cooked me, and he just bullshitted. But I thank him.
He's had some opportunities where he's dropped the ball too, unfortunately. But some of his best battles is like when he has his demeanor, he walks in there like, yo, my opponent is dead ass not better than me. Like, he walks in there like condescending and belittling them. Like, when he battled Fettuccine, the whole crowd screaming out, "This isn't fair. This isn't fair."
Yo, I was there.
Oh, you were there.
I was there. Yo,
you heard it. You heard the crowd.
Fun fact, I was supposed to jump in the third round.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. But instead, he just decided to freestyle the whole thing. And, like, I was supposed to jump in because he was writing on the boat, bro. we were crossing the ferry, and we were walking. He was writing his bars then.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, bro.
I've heard he writes his rounds on his way to the battle.
Bro, same thing with Lex, man. And Lex doesn't even use paper, bro. He doesn't use anything. He just writes in his head. So it's like, at that point.
That's insane.
At that point, I was, it's ridiculous, bro. And at that point, I was like, yo, man, you're not done with your bars. You're battling in like half an hour. Like, I have 4 bars if you need. I got 4 to 8 that I could just jump in and spaz real quick, get URL to fuck with your boy. But like, and he was like, all right.
Like how Pat jumped in for Drake.
Yo, that was ridiculous. And so, like, I was that was like a fun fact. I was supposed to jump in for that, funny. Actually. And then it didn't happen because he just decided to freestyle the whole thing.
Yeah, no, he exploded that battle. And you were there, so you seen it yourself. That shit was crazy. So now I'm bringing into that saying that he's like one of like your favorites. Who is some of your favorite battle rappers? Like kind of people like maybe in your range or beyond, an older, more veteran.
As far as like the people in my,
it could be either window.
Dunch. Mm-hmm. Although he's like done, I don't think he's interested in battling anymore. Mm-hmm. He's definitely one of my favorites, and I wish he would have made it to Gully versus Gannick before he decided to stop. But that was supposed to be his last battle. As far as like like up there, I'd say I've always, like I said, I've admired Pass. He's definitely been like one of my favorites. If we go back, Soul Khan. There's I've always fucked with Roan too. Roan's another name I want to eventually clash with.
Nice.
Yeah, like there's a small group of them. Like I don't know. I always fucked with Diz, although like I don't know if it's like he translates too well now. I feel like he's been slowing down as far as like
this past year 2017 he had good performances. It's just
a lot of bad ones though.
He had great matches. Like if you see the resume he had last year, solid resume. You just lost them all.
Yeah, it's just.
So how much does the resume count if you don't win?
Yeah, but like him versus Iron was such a great battle.
That was amazing.
That was like.
That was amazing. I was actually watching that battle today. It was an amazing battle.
It's one of those timeless battles. Like that's where you could. It's confirmed a classic, and that's like he has some of the most classics there. So. Yeah, as far as like those are like the few names, like I'd have to think about it a lot more, but like those are definitely the names I think of immediately.
Yeah, man. And I want to retract to one bar you said again saying when you kind of mentioned Snorlax.
Yo,
and
nobody called that shit.
The crowd was kind of like, huh?
No one.
And then you were like, man, I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Don't make me look crazy.
Yeah, but nigga, like you cannot say that you grew up and not played the original Pokemon.
Listen, man,
bro.
I love Pokemon. I love video game bars. People try to act like, oh. Why are you Pokemon? Come on, let's stop.
We're all humans here.
Let's stop all that. So that leads me to ask you, what are some of your favorite video games?
Yo, dude,
you have a lot of video game bars,
bro. I love video games. You could ask her, bro. So sometimes like
you love video games too, though?
No.
There's times where like I have to sacrifice playing video games to like be with her. Like she'll be like, I'll be like, can I like we're laying down and she'll be like, I'll be like, yo, okay, since you're going to sleep, can I like go play my game? She's like, no, and I'm like. I'm stuck, you feel? Yeah. But I'm a big fighting game person. I'm big in fighting games and like
Marvel vs. Capcom.
I actually don't like Marvel vs. Capcom. That's one of the very few I don't fuck with. Like I just feel like I can't. But I do like. Have you played Dragon Ball FighterZ?
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Okay,
bro.
so you like those fighting games?
Dragon Ball FighterZ, but also like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Always been into those. Like those are like my classics.
Arcade stick and all that?
Yes, I have the fight stick.
I got an arcade stick.
Yo, I got it. What are you on? I'm on every console.
But I play Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm on Xbox. So.
You on Xbox? I have Xbox. I don't really have many games on Xbox because I'm mainly on PC and PlayStation.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, so you really gamer? Because the real gamers is on PC. The real
I'm
gamers
on everything, bro.
Yeah,
I have everything. I have the Switch. I have like you name this console, I got it. You know, but but then there's like the RPGs and pretty much everything. I'm into like pretty much everything. Just no sports games or like MOBAs. I don't know.
So you don't like sports at all?
Yeah, I'm not really big on sports. Like I skate
because I don't hear any I don't hear a lot of sports bars.
Yo,
and in one sense, it's kind of like refreshing, but it was weird because we're so used to hearing sports bars all the time.
It's crazy. Like I can't. Like I tried my hardest to get into it because it's just like I like having connections with people. So I'm just like I get into things just for the sake of being connected with other people. So like like I try to get that interest going so that we have some more shit to talk about and just for me to have something new in my life to be interested in. But I can't with sports, man. I've tried, bro. I've tried to like even just feel included so I know what niggas is talking about. I can't sit there and watch a game or nothing.
That's hilarious.
I can't.
Man. That's fucking funny. And what other things kind of like to do? Like I see about the skateboard with you today, so you do that too. Probably.
Yeah, I skate around a lot. Before I got my first car, like that was me traveling everywhere. That was how I got around everywhere.
That's what's up.
But yeah, like I play video games, rap, skate.
I want to hear a little bit more about your music side. Like, can I hear more about like how did the whole thing of you and music come about? Like you making your songs and becoming an artist and creating the album.
Yo, I've been rapping since I was a kid, man. Like since I knew how to like form sentences, I would be freestyling. Like since I was 5. That was like as long as my mom remembered. She was like, since you were 5 is how long you've been doing this shit. I started actually writing things down around the age of like 11, and then recording in like junior year of high school. So like, I only just recently found my sound. Like, so that's it took me that long for me to get it.
You're still young.
Yeah, dude. It's yeah. I just 20. I just turned 20. Like I'm
people hit their prime within this decade of the game, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying my best so that, cuz I don't want it to be too late. You feel like I know that like the whole adulting thing, man, like that shit's coming soon, and it like at one point is when everybody's going to tell you to start packing it up, and it's like, fuck, man, that's like the most discouraging thing ever.
Right.
Like,
so you're trying to hit that level of like success where like that point comes into it and you're like, you know what, you can't tell me no because I'm successful on this side.
Yeah, like I want to be focused enough to the point where like I'm not racing time. I just want to be able to like. That's why I'm happy I found my sound at the age I did, because now it's just about getting it done.
Right.
It's getting it done. I have like the tools to do so. Just get it done. Same thing with battle rap. I just found my style, so now it's just like keep feeding me, bro, because I already know what I'm doing now.
Yeah, man. So what I'll say to you for that, you know, just to close things off, definitely chase your passion and what you're good at, and just keep getting better at it, because it sounds like you've really evolved and grown, and you got people running in your corner, like, you know, like over here to keep you level-headed, which is good, because like sometimes we lose track of things ourselves, and we kind of lose order and balance of like our own structure. And I'll leave you with the story before I let you go. So like I had an interview with Nestle a while back, and I have that saved in the vault, and he told me a little bit about like when he decided to go all the way with rap and music. You probably seen some of his old battles. One battle, I think it was against Dirtbag Dan. He was in crutches. You remember that?
I don't even think I remember that battle.
Definitely check that out. He was battling Dirtbag Dan back in Grand Time. He was in crutches. He tore his ACL, and around all that time, he tore his ACL. He lost his job. House burned down.
I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, house burned down. So you know he was under with his sister for a bit, and that time when he couldn't really, you know, work because his ACL was still torn, he just kept doing his music thing, and before you knew it, he never had a job again. And he, you know, and those little stories are really inspiring. And like, since you've clashed with him, like in the battle world as a veteran, and he's really good at music, I'm pretty sure
he's a grade A person, bro.
I'm sure you've probably contacted him like, yo, like let's do tracks together.
Yeah, we're working on something already.
See, I can tell like you gotta rub shoulders with these kind of guys, because like they broke through into the level where you're trying to be at, especially when like they see talent in you. If he respected you enough to battle you and work with you on the track, he has no problem letting you know, like, hey, this is what you got to do to get to the guidelines.
Yeah, man. And like I said, even beyond that, like, I'm in battle rap. It was mainly it was mainly for like therapeutic reasons. Mm-hmm. Like I was dealing with a lot, and I needed a medium to get that frustration out and like kind of cope with my problems and build confidence, you know? So like I wasn't expecting to be here for that long. I was expecting to deal with some shit that I thought was temporary, but it was actually just a part of me. So I need this as just it, because it's part of me now. It's just who I am. So building that, like I learned that just beyond being in there for the 10 to 20 minutes that you're in there, it's about what happens after. Like you get respect from so many people. You make such crazy relationships and friendships through so many people. And it's like, that's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. Like while we do all this crazy shit in the pit and on camera, at the end of the day, we're all human. And like I've met such crazy people, and now they're big parts of my life now. And it's
a lot of it's not the fans' fault, because they don't know battle rap past an event flyer, past a YouTube video, so they don't really see the deep core of the artist and like what they go through. So like you now kind of like really being into it all, and like you say to yourself like, wow, I didn't know this was this side of things. What has opened your eyes the most? Like, wow, I didn't expect battle rap to be like this.
Man, literally just like the amount of respect you got. Like it's just, dude, I told you I fucked your mom 5 times in this battle, and you dapped me up like I was your best friend, and I was like, bro,
there's no line.
Yeah, bro, and it's like it just I've made such crazy great friends like from the shit, and that's like what's mad important to me, because like them shits last forever. Like they last way longer than battle rap, and that's what I'm here for, and it's been valuable. It's been a great thing for me.
That's what's up, man. So we're definitely coming close to that time. But Eddy, man, I look forward to the rest of your career, brother.
Yo, man.
You got a bright future ahead of you, man. And
thank you, brother.
And keep this guy in check, man.
Yeah, she's the one who can do that.
We're signing out.
Thank you, man.